And then now shifting to Leaky Black, who has been a staple for North Carolina for some time. He's been there now for 4 years. If you look at the stat sheet, he's not going to impress anybody, especially your average fan. Like, why is this guy who's averaging just 4 points and 4 rebounds starting for this basketball team who's in the Final Four? But he brings a lot of intangibles. What is it that makes him so valuable?
If you look on for those who follow Ken Palm and you look under Leaky Black, he is in the nearly invisible usage rate category on offense. I always find that funny. But Leaky, I mean, you said it. He's been a part of the Carolina program for almost 6 years now. He committed December of his December of his junior season. So he's been around for a long, long, long time. He was in the class with Kobe White and Nasir Little, if that informs about how long he's been there. And he was brought in originally to be a point guard, a 6'7", 6'8" point guard. And because they had Kobe White and because they got Cole Anthony and because they got Caleb Love, he never became that full time. And so he switched off to the wing. And the idea they had for him was kind of a jack of all trades guy who could hit the occasional, pull up three, who would be a defensive stopper, who could get you 5 or 6 rebounds, 5 assists, a block here, a steal there, that kind of player. And for the first 3 years, he again just couldn't do it consistently. I think there were some confidence issues. I think maybe at times he didn't quite understand his role, what he was being asked to do or what he wasn't being asked to do. But this year, it all has started to click. And sometimes in scouting and in basketball, it's not a year, it's not 2 years, sometimes it's not 3 years, sometimes it's that fourth year. Even for a player like Cam Johnson, who played for UNC back in the day, it was his fifth year when he really became NBA prospect Cam Johnson. So that's kind of where Leaky has been. And he's been tremendous on the defensive side of the ball. His energy defensively, what he does, I think permeates the entire team. We talked earlier about how the switch for them really is when they started to defend. I think Leaky was the catalyst for that. I mean, he's guarded everyone this year from Jaime Jaquez to Johnny Juzang to Paulo Banquero to Jeremy Roach to anybody from Kentucky to Kennedy Chandler. I mean, he's guarded all types of different players and mostly been very successful, especially these last 2 months. I mean, he's done a great job, usually on the opposing team's best wing, but because of his size at 6'7", 6'8", sometimes they let him guard a four. And because of his size at 6'7", 6'8", like against Virginia, they put him on Kihei Clark, who's 5'9", 5'10". So he can do it all defensively. And I think that's been the biggest thing for him for UNC this season is just kind of a racer is what they're starting to call him, because he has had some guys put up some poor shooting numbers against them, and it's not just been one or two or three. We're talking 7, 8, 9, 10 games in a row now.
Yeah, he has been that stopper. He's going to have his hands full this weekend when they face off with Duke. We hear it all the time. They got a variety of weapons. They have 5 guys, 4 or 5 guys that could all get drafted in the first round. So his role this weekend, come Saturday, it's going to be as big as anybody. Whether he's taking on Paulo Banquero or an AJ Griffin or a Wendell Moore, whoever it is that could be getting hot for that Duke team. He's that one guy that they can call upon.